There are specific characteristics of parent-child reading that are really important. So between these ages of 3 and 6, there's a lot of joint reading going on. It's parents reading books to children. And what appears to be really key is that the parents initiate a discussion around mental states, around what's going on. This seems to be a really good predictor. This quality of the interaction seems to be a good predictor of a child's socio-emotional development. So this might be, at least in the Peshkin and Atkinson study, what they thought was that when the children were read a book in which all the mental state language had been removed, the children had to struggle more to understand and wrestle with, well, why did that happen? Maybe it's because she wanted the ball, right, rather than being told she wanted the ball. If parents initiate discussions like, why do you think she did that? Why do you think that happened? Then children think on and they reflect on the mental states that occur in the book. And this is where you appear to see improvements. And what's interesting is that joint reading does involve a lot of discussion of mental states. And in fact, the discussion of mental states comes up more often within the context of reading a storybook than it does in everyday conversations. And it's these discussions, as I mentioned earlier, that really seem to predict better social understanding in children. And it's important that these discussions are initiated by the parents. And there's some evidence that perhaps they should especially focus on thoughts and emotions. And what's interesting is that there appears to be a genre difference. So storybooks that are narrative in nature, that deal with stories and fiction, are more likely to elicit spontaneously conversation from the parents that centers around mental states than other books that are more didactic or expository, that are nonfiction in nature, for example. So these narrative storybooks appear to be a really good stimulus for evoking a particular behavior in parents, the initiation of discussion of mental states, that really helps children to develop an understanding of the social world.